Welcome to my parlor. Welcome, traveler, to the Hidden Corner Finds. I am Joanne, and this is my humble store. Pull up a chair, stay a while, make yourself at home. What? Oh, you want to know what I'm selling? Everything and anything. In short, I have a passion for Ugh, why did it just bleep me? All I said was I have a passion for picking, I said. Yeesh. You can't say anything on YouTube these days without this censorship. Anyways, as I was saying, I have a passion for picking. For me, there is nothing more satisfying than finding a unique and forgotten item and uniting it with someone who will really appreciate it for years to come. Whether it's a soapstone carving, an old book, or simply a mug to make you laugh, I try and find something for everyone. My goal is to make you a confident buyer. Older items often have a lifetime of stories to tell. I strive to describe the good as well as the bumps and bruises they've experienced along the way. It's important that the pictures reflect what you will receive. To that end, I always encourage questions and will do my best to respond as quick as possible. Appreciate you stopping by the store. If you can't find what you're looking for, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always looking for new ideas and will keep an eye out for your item in my travels.
God damn it! Honey, what the happened to my action figure collection?
Whoops, gotta go. Bye.
Hello and welcome back. Wow, it's been a long time since we looked at action figures. I'll be honest, this review actually was in the making prior to Halloween 2025. But then things got busy and crazy, and Kitten and I went on a tour. Actually, we were on more than one tour. And yeah, it just kept getting pushed back until it got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to stop worrying about it. I'll get to it when I get to it. So here we are, finally getting to reviewing skeletons. Now, I don't know if some of you remember this, but it's only a short while ago, maybe 5 years ago, that we had a real shortage of skeletons in the 6 to 7 inch scale. I mean, this skeleton from the 1995 Playmates line called Skeleton Warriors, this is Shriek, was the stand-in for my evil skeletons for many, many years. All right, like this was made in 1995, and it was like the staple on my shelf, fighting good guys, filling in as a evil skeleton for many years. That kind of tells you how lacking we were for good 6 inch, 7 inch skeletons. Now, of course, there were, Mythic Legions. They came up with some skeletons, but, they were not always the easiest to get. And Storm Collectibles finally came out with some skeletons, but honestly, they were flimsy and kind of prone to breakage. It's why you can find a lot of them on steep discount now. They are nicely made, like they look like realistic skeletons, but they were anything but uh, sturdy. They were just, you know. Uh, I remember so mad, like go to bend the leg, and then the leg would snap off, and go and rotate the arm, and then the arm would shear off. And this is not even like newly out of the package, right? Like I warmed it up and then put it on the shelf, and then a few days later I took it off the shelf and tried to change the pose, and the whole arm fell off. And yeah, it's just crazy. So, Storm Collectibles, please, like, do something about that. um, Honestly, prior to the bad experience with the Skeleton Warriors from the Golden Axe line and the Dead Frames from the Golden Axe line, which basically built on the same principle, uh, I used to be a huge, huge fan of uh, the Storm Collectibles figures. I still love Storm Collectibles, don't get me wrong, but after those skeleton incidences definitely left me a little bit cold. So it's almost like 5 or 4 years ago, suddenly there's a floodgate that opens. That's every company, everybody who's somebody started making skeleton action figures. You have Boss Fight Studio, and you have Swoosh Toys, you have Yodel Toys, Ghost Rabbit, and what's the other one? Kulu World. There's just like so many options. Suddenly, you got skeletons, more skeletons. Um, and recently, Big Bad Workshops are doing the Monster Force line. They just revealed more skeleton figures. That just kind of made me laugh a little bit. It's almost like Big Bad Toy Store and Fresh Monkey Fiction decided we are going to jump on the skeleton bandwagon. So, since Four Horsemen Studio, with their Mythic Legion skeletons, has been the leading skeletons for uh, quite a few years. What's their answer to that? Well, it looked like their answer to other people butting into the market was, so what? You're going to make skeletons. We are going to give you guys four skeletons at one go. When this set first was announced, I don't know what came over me. Maybe was overly excited or possessed by demon or something. I went ahead and ordered eight. No, not eight skeletons. I ordered 8 sets of 4 skeletons. Holy crap! So when I finally got the pre-order warning from Big Bad Toy Store that your pre-order item's about to arrive, I did a double take and quickly canceled 7 out of the 8, so I wouldn't lose out the $800 from my credit card. The box is nice and wide, showcasing all 4 skeletons inside the box. They come with a whole lot of accessories, like 12 additional hands and a pair of feet, and there's a pumpkin head, 2 masks, 2 swords, 2 shields, 2 spears, and additional vampire skull. So you can make them all look a little bit different. In the back of the box, there's a Halloween themed artwork, and inside the box, there's a graveyard insert. I actually was more excited about the insert than the figures because I've wanted a graveyard backdrop for my reviews and photos for a long time. I'll admit, when they first came out with the Skeleton Legion Builder 2, I believe this is what these were based off of, I think it was the end of 2023, I totally passed that one up because, it's just a generic skeleton and it's not like you could get a whole lot of different looks out of it. But then, Four Horsemen decided to pack 4 of these in a pack and sell it for $100. So that's $25 each skeleton. And these come with so much accessories. It's like 12 extra hands, uh, 2 extra head. There's a vampire head and a pumpkin head, and then 2 masks and 6 weapons, including the shield, and even a pair of like vampiric or animal monster feet. So to me, that is a way better deal. Now I can spend $100, get 4 skeletons, and they come with enough accessories to get them different looks. But I wasn't quite done. In order to really outfit my skeleton army, I purchased the Resurgent kit by Kai Lab, which is basically a lot of soft goods that you can put on your skeleton. I think these soft goods are supposed to all go on one figure. You're supposed to layer them, I think. But number one, I am not really that big into soft good. Number two, putting soft good on top of soft good can get really annoying sometimes. Number three, we have a lot of skeletons that need clothes. So there's no point outfitting just one of them and then have to buy multiple resurgent kits. I mean, it's like $30 each kit. So I'm definitely not going to get 4 or 5 of them. Um, one kit gives you enough stuff to outfit all 4 skeletons. I mean, honestly, if you have 8 skeletons and you really want to spread out, like put the pants on one and put the shirt on another, and some of them will walk around without pants or whatever. Some of them would have a belt, some of them would have a chainmail shirt. I think you can probably stretch it out to 8 skeletons. But you can definitely outfit 4 skeletons, 3 or 4 skeletons, no problem. Here I have it on 3 because I wanted to leave one of them bare boned, sort of like this guy over here. Yeah, I know he's in this really weird pose. I don't know why, but I just like that pose for him because it's creepy. It's like a skeleton scuttling in the crab walk position toward you. I think that's just really creepy. Incidentally, this set also comes with this beautiful graveyard backdrop. It's like tombstones and churches and trees and maybe bats or owls flying around. I even AI can't really give me a definitive answer what those are. But I've wanted, like I said, a tombstone display for a long time. So I am very happy with the insert that come with this box. In fact, when I watched the first few reviews of this and heard that it was going to come with a large graveyard backdrop, that's really what convinced me to buy this set. I was kind of on the fence at first. Like, do I really want 4 boring generic skeletons? I mean, the answer is kind of yes. You can always use more skeletons. But it was really the big graveyard backdrop that uh, sold it for me. Uh, a lot of you don't know, but I've actually been like for the last year or so, ever since I started using backdrop for action figure photos, I flinch when I want to say action figure photography because I think my stuff is not good enough to be called photography. Just photos. Ever since I started doing action figure photos, I've been like searching on Amazon on different sites to see if I can find a tombstone graveyard backdrop to go with my undead or zombie skeleton action figures. And finally, here is one. I didn't even have to buy the backdrop. It came with skeletons. Now let's take a look at some of the poses and different uh, joints and stuff that you can do with these figures before we come back and talk about them a little bit more. Now, I know a lot of people say that these Mythic Legions skeletons don't look as realistic as the Storm collectibles or boss fights or even the Swoosh toys skeletons, and that is true. These skeletons, especially when you compare them to other Mythic Legion human figures, there's just no way these bones fit inside those human body, right? Like, the bones are way too big. But there again, I mean, we are talking about walking, magically reanimated skeletons controlled by a dark god. Now, who's to say that the bones were not thickened and toughened and made bigger because of some dark magic soaking into the bone? Anyway, that's my headcanon. What I really meant to say is, yes, these are not as realistic, but they are sturdy. They are so much fun to pose. Like, usually mythic legions are not known for articulation until very recently. But these skeletons, they're really fun to pose. Mostly because they're so, excuse the pun, bare bone. And those elbows, even though they're only single hinge, they get a lot of range because, well, there's not a lot of meat or flesh in the way. The hands are a little bit hard to swap, and the hips gave me a lot of trouble to try to articulate. So I definitely recommend you to boil these figures or use some hair dryer on them before trying to articulate their hips or to switch their hands because it can be quite an ordeal otherwise. I'll admit, I'm not a big fan of the pumpkin head. I know, because I know a lot of people were very excited with the inclusion of the pumpkin head, and I understand that if you do a Halloween display, then it's very useful. But I don't do a Halloween display, and like on my fantasy shelf, I just don't really see a need for a pumpkin. Like, do pumpkins even exist in Mythic Legion lore or Dungeons and Dragons? Maybe, I don't know. But like I just don't really have any need for a pumpkin headed skeleton. That's not really a thing for me. Um, so and another reason why it's not one of my favorite accessory, because it's gone missing twice already. Like the way I have it now is one of the skeletons holds a pumpkin in his hand, but every time the skeleton falls over, the pumpkin would roll off to God knows where, and when you're blind, that is not fun. Like, it literally took me half an hour to find it just now, but before this third segment. One of them fell over and knocked the other one over, and the pumpkin fell off and rolled across the room, and I had to go chase after it. Oy. Another thing that is a bit of a complaint for me is the shield. One of them has the handle had broken already, and it's just from the figure falling over. It didn't even fall off the table. It just fell over, and the shield, the handle that attached to the back of the shield, the socket, cracked in half. I mean, are they throwing shields from 7 years ago, 10 years ago? Like, are these shields made from when Mythic Legion first started? Is that why the plastic is so crappy? Like, it shouldn't just crack like that. There's no reason for that. So yeah, the shield is another thing that I have a bit of an issue with. Of course, I have a lot of shields in a bin somewhere, so I can give them another one. That's not, but that is not the point. The point is it shouldn't have broken like that to begin with. Also, as I believe I mentioned, that when you first take them out of the bin, out of the box, um, you want to heat them up because these skeletons are very stiff. I guess you would be very stiff if you've been dead for a while, but come on, skeletons, they shouldn't be this stiff. Um, the hand takes a lot of effort to swap, and then the hip, oh, there we go. Like, you have to be careful because if you don't apply pressure the right way, you might break the peg that actually go into the socket. So what I generally do is like I put my finger on the top of the joint and careful work with it. So I'm trying to move the joint without putting pressure on the peg. And it is really hard. It's really hard to move. Even after heating it up and now it's cooled down again. So it's almost like every time you want to move the leg outward or inward, you have to reapply heat. So that's a bit of a overkill on how tight the joints are. Of course, we rather have joints that's too tight than too loose. But you know, it, yeah, it's really a bit of annoying whenever I have to post them in any kind of dynamic poses, especially involving their legs. Other than that, these things they pose pretty well and they are a lot of fun to mess around with. They're a bit of a hand candy, honestly. Especially the joint in the torso, like the pivot to the left and right and the forward band, the backward band. It's really nice, really well executed. Um, the elbow band, as you guys can see with this one that's holding the spear, can get into a very nice spear throwing pose. Um, and even the knee joint it's still single hinged, but you can get it way past 90 degrees like this. You can get it into a pretty nice walking stand or deep crouch, or whatever you may be needing. Oh, okay, now it's not going to stand still. There we go. If you look at the back of the skeleton, there's a little tailbone attachment here at the back, and this actually comes out, I think. I don't have the fingernail, but yeah, this piece I can feel it moving on the tailbone. So I think this actually does come out, and you can attach a tail to your skeleton if you want. Uh, I might do that. I might just try to make like a demonic skeleton with wings and tail or something. So overall, I would say when you get these as a pack of 4, there's just no question about it. They are very worthwhile purchase. You're paying $25 per skeleton, and they come with a lot of accessories, and they work good in filling out a skeleton army, or even if you just want to pile them in the corner like they are a pile of old bones, you can totally do that, right? Like they are one of those rare figures that they look fine standing up, they look fine laying down, they look fine all taken apart and scattered around the shelf. uh, I think skeletons are pretty awesome. Now let's have our final words, and thank you for checking out today's video. I will be back again tomorrow for more Johnny Tiger goodies. Unlike my other reviews, I'm not going to bog you down with too many comparisons and poses because these are obvious normal skeletons. They fit in with your 6 or 7 inch figures. They look good standing up, they look good lying down. And as long as you don't mind the bones looking a little bit chunkier than normal human skeletons, they work in with so many options. And if you get the Lab Resurgent kit like I have, you can get even more different looks out of them. We have them posing in a battle against the Black Knight from Marvel, them standing with the Skeleton Warrior from Storm Collectible, Shriek from Playmates Skeleton Warriors line, and Kikamura from The Witcher by McFarlane. Thank you for watching. See you guys again soon.